Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anarchy Day Trading Podcast. It's good to have you here. It's good to be here. It's been a couple weeks, but as always, we're going to use this excuse a lot. We've been very, very busy. I'm sure you have, but we're glad to be back. Jordan, today we have a really good episode that I think a lot of people are going to find useful. We've talked a lot about high frequency. We've talked about doing a bunch of trades. You have a quote from someone rather famous that you think applies to trading, and I think it does too. And Jordan just told me this right before we started, and we want to be able to talk about this with you guys because we think it's going to be helpful. Jordan, how you been?
Hey man, been doing well. Again, been really busy myself. My business right now that I'm running here has grown. We've grown our census 20% in the last 2 months, so we've been really busy. And hey, making some good progress, but it's been giving us very little time for actually doing some trading. So glad to finally be able to connect here and do some recording. Do our second video live. We'll see if we can actually look at the camera this time, right? So the quote I wanted to, and we
just running it back the other day. It was
awful.
It
feels
was
like
awful.
doing our first podcast.
Oh, man,
doing your first
so
video
bad.
podcast is like doing your first regular podcast over again. So the quote I came across was by Thomas Edison, and it's to have a great idea, have a lot of them. Now, in the past, you and I have said that pick a strategy and stick with it. And while I still agree with that, I do think that it's worth revisiting and throwing in some caveats because let's be honest, there's people who trade 1 or 2 years, or maybe you've been trading and suddenly over the course of 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you aren't being successful. You're not seeing any changes. Maybe you're getting worse. Well, that's where we need to look at this quote and say, to have great ideas, we need to have a lot of them. So guess what? If our first idea isn't working, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, this quote is kind of the opposite of it. And it's kind of the antithesis, so to speak, where we need to have a lot of ideas. If your trading isn't working, what ideas or what can you do to kind of flip that on its head? And that's something that I want to talk with you today because I think it kind of goes against what you and I really preach most of the time, which is pick a strategy and just stick with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's directly contradictory. I think there's some nuance here. So I agree with you as far as, yeah, you can. So there's a difference when we see new traders. The standard thing that new traders do is they jump between strategies.
Strategy jumping. We did that. I mean, we did the same thing. We jump strategies every month or maybe even more every week.
Yeah. We used different people. We went on different, Discords.
Different indicators.
We did the whole we did the whole new trader thing. Yeah, and
we should do our next episode on the journey of a new trader and just take people through everything that we tried, just to where it's kind of give people an idea how we ended up where we did.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that. We went through what everybody goes through, and what we found and what people typically do is what we did, which is you jump between a bunch of different strategies, and that is unhealthy. It's just not good trading. You're never going to get good enough at a specific strategy if you're constantly jumping between strategies. What I think there is, and I'm glad you brought this up because there is nuance here, especially because the market is cyclical. You and I just kind of got through a fairly rough patch. The last
Since
6
Trump's
months was pretty rough. Yeah, and the market is cyclical, so it changes. And now we've been killing it for the last couple. Because the market is cyclical and changes slightly, you do have to be able to make adjustments, right? I think what I would caution is against essentially jumping the shark between a bunch of different strategies and widely different strategies. And recognize that there is value in maintaining flexibility. You have to, because the market changes. You and I had to kind of go back to the drawing board, look through our journals, trying to figure out, hey, how can we adjust to this new post-Trump market to start making money again? And we had to make those adjustments. There's room for adjustment, and you do have to try different things. I would maintain that you should keep the same general guardrails as far as what you're doing and your focus, but then do understand that some flexibility is necessary in between that. Does that
Yeah,
sound kind of what you're talking about?
yeah, I would say strategic flexibility, right? So if you're making a change, it should be strategic. Why are you so you should be able to have a reason. If I was to hop on a coaching call with you and go, "Hey, what made you change this week?" And you go, "Well, hey, here's what I was seeing in my journal, so I wanted to try this." Right? Like that's and here's why. Like you should be able to actually reasonably and articulate why you're changing and have data to back it up, right? I mean, if you came to me and said, "Hey, I've been doing this for 6 months. This is nothing's changed. I need to change something." I'm going to go, "Hey, I'm with you there." So that's where I think that being strategic about it is important. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Having the flexibility, because let's be honest, the market, like markets change, people change, um, economics change, everything changes. So you have to be able to change with it. Just make sure that you're doing it strategically and you're not, I guess, just gimmick hunting, right? I would say that's kind of what most new traders are doing. They're not switching straight. They're just hunting for the next gimmick or trying to like win, find that next quick win or the silver bullet. God, do not purchase that. Anyways, continuing on.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. There's a difference between adjusting your strategy because you've seen an issue and you're trying to adjust to make room for new market conditions. There's a big difference between that and jumping to the next guru that promises a quick fix. I will say, just on this topic, this is slightly off of your topic, but it kind of fits this quote very closely, kind of for newer listeners, because we kind of have gone over this a lot in the past. This is kind of one of our core ideas said by somebody much smarter than us, right? But to have a good idea, you have to try a lot of them. This is one reason, Jordan, we're so into higher frequency trading, right?
Indeed.
That
15-second candles, baby. 1 minute, maybe.
Yeah. And trading smaller amounts of money, risking less on each trade, but taking more of them, and then trading suit quicker candles so you see more action and you train your brain on more action. You see more stuff. It helps you learn. It gets you to that point. Most of success is about just optimizing how fast you can fail. Elon Musk talks about this a lot. Most other people, of course, Thomas Edison here talks about this a lot, right? I think people often get the wrong lesson from the whole Edison tried 10,000 things before he figured out the light bulb, right? That's often told, hey, he tried 10,000 different light bulb recipes before he found the right one. And I think a lot of people take the wrong lesson where they go, determination, grit, right? And while that is a moral of the story, it's not the most important one, I don't think, because if it took too long to try each one of those 10,000 things, he never would have succeeded. If it took him a day,
if he tried the same light bulb if he tried each light bulb for a month before he moved on to a different light bulb, we never would have had a light bulb.
Hell, even a day. You're talking one a day. That's 365. That's like, what are we talking? Like 30 some years? If I'm
clearly can't do math.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
I think it's more like 70.
I can't do math. 3 years gets you up to about 1,000, and then so it's, I don't know, something like that. It's a ridiculous amount. He never would have made it.
You're right. 27.4.
That's right. Okay. So I was close. So if it had taken him too much money to try each one, if it had taken him too much time, he never would. Doesn't matter how much determination he had. He would have died an old poor man because he didn't try things fast enough. And so a big part of success is just trying things quickly, failing quickly, and failing cheaply. And if you can fail quick and cheap and try a bunch of stuff, you'll eventually succeed. And where this kind of touches on your original point is, yes, you need to buckle down on one thing and learn a strategy because there's just no other way around it. But exposing yourself to it a lot, taking a bunch of trades. Quicker typically is better because you can try more. And failing often will get you to that place faster and allow you to be able to see where you need to adjust faster and make those adjustments later down the line.